Okay. Good morning, students. Very first, thanks for joining this call, and thanks for giving me this opportunity now. Yeah. Today we are going to see something about basics of Microsoft Azure. Okay. Before getting into the session, I'm not sure if this is part of your syllabus or not. You people are from computer department, right? Computer science department.
Yes, everyone are from computer science.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thanks, Anita. I want this to be an interaction session, interactive session, okay, rather than only speaker speaking and listeners are listening. No, not like that. I want
Ma'am,
it to be a.
actually, the
Hmm,
students' mic will be unmuted. It's
I see.
muted, ma'am. Yes, they cannot speak in between.
Okay, Anita, but in case if they have questions, they can
Yes,
raise their
questions
hands,
will
right?
be asked at the end. At the
Okay,
end of
fine.
the session, they can ask. They'll post it in the chat box. You can
Okay,
reply to
okay,
their questions, ma'am.
okay, Anita.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Today we're going to see something about basics of Microsoft Azure. Okay. Maybe this might be the new topic to you, I believe. I believe so. Okay. We'll see the agenda for today's session. Very first, I'll brief me about myself. Though Kirti has briefed me about me, still I would like to brief me about myself since I have already prepared the PPT. Pardon me for that. And then we'll see about why cloud computing, and then what is cloud computing. Next one will be what is Azure, and then Azure services, uses of Azure, and then finally the summary section. Okay. After that, we'll have a question and answer session too. I would like to have that. Sorry. Okay. Students, actually, I am from Coimbatore only. I have completed both my PG and UG in Coimbatore. I'm the product of PG College of Technology. I'm currently working as a project manager in Cognizant Technology Solutions, Bangalore. Since my experience has been shared, I hold 17 years experience. And I have been worked with the banking domain and also with manufacturing, logistic, various domains I have been able to work with them. And then currently I'm working for Trafigura. It is a commodity trading company where I hold a 19 members team here currently. They used to sit in globally. And basically, if you see, I'm a .NET developer, good at SQL and ASP and HTML. So I'm quite having strong experience in the basement. Yeah. Okay. Next, we'll see why the cloud computing. Children, I'll be sharing this PPT to your professor. But still, so you need not concentrate on this PPT, rather listen to my wordings. Yeah, because most of the things I'll be covering only in the wordings. The session, rather I'll be crispy. The PPT will be very short and crisp. Okay, so maybe if you would like to take the notes also, can very well you can take it. Okay, now let me tell you. In this very first, we are going to see why the cloud computing. Why do we go for cloud computing, and what is the need for cloud computing? Okay, this many questions will get answered now in few of the slides. Okay, children, since you're from computer IT department, I'm sure once you complete your PG or even now you will be having some idea in your mindset, right, to build some revolutionary applications, some good applications, right? Yeah. So to to build the revolutionary application is nothing but a good application. Good application is like it holds two boxes. One is you should have a greater user experience in that application. I mean, whatever application you are going to build it should have a good user experience very first, and then obviously the profit. Yeah, these two things will come into the box. So to be successful, to make this product successful, to make this application as a good application, what you'll do, you'll go and release in the internet. Only after releasing the application in the internet, everyone will be able to see the application. They can use it. If it is good, they will refer to their friends. If it is not good, but still they will use it. That is how people will be come to know about your application. Yeah. So to release in the internet and to develop your application, you need a set of components, servers, storages, developers, dedicated network, application security, so on, so on. Believe there's a lot of components, right? Yeah. So to build a single application, you need this many components involved. So to build this many components, very first upfront, you need to invest huge amount in your business. Okay, the capital amount. What I'm speaking is now is nothing but the capital amount. Upfront, you need to invest a lot of amount in your business, and then the downside of it is, if your application, if your application is not going well, yeah, in that case, there is a chance of losing your investment. That is a risk side. And the flip side of it is, if your application is going good and everyone is liking your application, in that case, you will be thinking about expanding your business. Am I right? Yeah. So to expand your business, you need, currently you would have built with a small set of infrastructure. But if you are trying to expand your business, then you need to expand all the components also, right? Yeah, that is a huge investment you are going to make, and that is the problem here. So to mitigate the risk and to balance this both the sides, I mean to extend the infrastructure both the sides, these problems, to mitigate this thing, we go for cloud computing. Hope I would have made it understand you children. Yeah. Sorry. Now let us see the slide. Okay, why the cloud computing? Rapidly set up environments to drive business priorities, and then scale to meet peak demands. Scale to meet peak demands. Nothing but whenever there is a huge demand, that is what I told you. If your application is meeting the huge hit, then you need to expand your business also. That is what I meant over there. Scale to meet peak demands, and then increase your daily activity, also the efficiency and reduced cost. Students, I'll be reiterating this word multiple times during this session today, because that is what the main mode of cloud computing, reduced cost. Okay, speed, scale, and then economics. Economics plays a very vital role in cloud computing. Next one, we'll see about why the cloud computing. Students, though I have in my presentation, though I have made it as a service, for now you just exclude it. Okay, just concentrate only on this on-premises infrastructure and platform and software. Okay, don't read about this as a service. We'll see it later. Okay, so as I said, student, earlier, to build one single application, I mean your revolutionary application, you need all the sets to be maintained. I hope you're seeing my mouse pointer. All this application, see all this common application data, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, servers, storage, networking, everything will be maintained by owner. That is, it's me or whoever is going to build the application. Okay, but if you go and grab the infrastructure service from cloud computing, this particular thing, virtualization, servers, storage, networking, will be managed by vendor itself. We need not worry about it. You need to concentrate only on OS, middleware, runtime, data, and application. Whereas the other thing, if you go and grab the platform service from the cloud computing, then this runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, servers, storage, networking, everything will be managed by vendor itself. You need to concentrate only on application and data. The next comes the software. If you go and grab this software from cloud computing, students, believe me, everything will be owned by vendor itself. You need to concentrate only on the functionality of your application. You need not worry about anything. Rather, just concentrate only on the functionality of the application, so that your product is good. when it comes out. Okay, that is why the cloud computing is. Less worries. Since putting it as advantage, I have made it as less worries. Obviously, because once you run the business, only you'll come to know the worrying part of the businessman. Okay, so I just made it as less worries. No need to bother about. If you focus on functionality, as I said, that just before the slide, the software thing, if you concentrate only on the functionality, the rest part, the resource management, security, environment, staging, production, high availability, scalability, load balancing, fault tolerance, operating system installation, licensing, updates, patches, and networks and maintenance, everything will be owned by vendor itself. That is why less worries. Okay, you need only to concentrate on functionality of your application. Next, we'll see about what is cloud computing. Before getting into the slide again, I'll brief you what is cloud computing. I'll give you some logical example, students. Some practical examples so that you understand what is cloud computing. Okay. To prepare the, say you need to prepare your lunch today. You need to have your lunch today. So to have your lunch, what all you'll do? You'll go and grab the vegetables. You'll go the masala. You'll get the masala items. You need gas. You need electricity. You need utensils. You need the cutter. You need to prepare it. You need to cut the vegetables. You need to prepare it, sit and prepare it. You need to invest some time to prepare it. Finally, your lunch will be ready. Am I right? Yeah. There is another option which everyone will like it, including me. Yeah. Directly we'll go to a restaurant. We'll order something. Say dosa vada. If you order, you'll go and get it. Just grab what you want. You're going to get dosa vada. You just go to the restaurant. Sit on the table, call the supplier, just order for the menu, whatever you needed, have it, and then pay for it. That's it. So what you're doing here, just paying for the things, paying for the item, whichever you have grabbed it in the restaurant, right? That is nothing but cloud computing. I'm not sure if you get it. I'll give you the technical example now. By this time, you all will be using Gmail. All will be having a Gmail ID also. Yeah. To send a mail to your friends, what you'll do? Hardly you need the internet. Anything else apart from that, you need the Gmail ID, right? After that, you'll log into the Gmail with your account. Gmail with your account with your credentials. Just compose a mail, send it to your friend. Are you doing anything else apart from that? Nothing. I don't think so. You'll do anything else. You'll just you need only the internet over there. So here and in the background, if you see what is happening now, once you log into the Gmail service is pulled from the cloud computing. Now it is in your system. When you're typing the Gmail, once you click on send it, your mail not only goes to the recipient you send it, it will also go to the US server. From the US server, it will go to the final destination, right? Final destination. So this is also called cloud computing. Now I'll tell you the session here. I'll brief you about my slide here. Students, I have just grabbed this wordings from the Microsoft itself, Microsoft Azure site itself. So this is not my own wording, just grabbed the exact wording they have given, the definition from the Microsoft site. Okay, here I'll just read it out for you. Simply put, cloud computing is a delivery of computing services, servers, storage, database, networking, software, analytics, intelligence, and moreover, through the internet to offer faster innovation. This is the exact definition for cloud computing, which is given by Microsoft. Okay, now we'll come to the, now I'll tell you the basic thing. As I given you the practical example of having Gmail and dosa vada, hope you will remember even in your future also for sure. Okay, now if you need cloud computing, what you need is nothing. You need a system. Once you log into your system, connect to the internet, go to the cloud service, cloud, and then you can access the resources and also the its services given by the vendor. Okay, now the exact definition I have only read it out. I'll explain you what they meant. Nothing but, student, just giving the computing services to the customers through the internet. Giving, I repeat, just giving the computer services, computing services. What is the computing services? Server, storage, everything, whatever IT statements, if you know it, just include it. Okay, whatever servers, the IT statements, you need it as a service. It will be given via internet to the users. Okay, that is nothing but cloud computing. And then in cloud centers, if you see, they maintain huge data center, very huge. You can't imagine only. Assume for a single company, if you go and see the data center, it will be very big. But in cloud, they do maintain huge data center because they are the vendors for multiple ITs, not only for single concern. Students, they maintain multiple IT companies. So they are, just imagine, the data center will be very huge. You can't imagine only. And it will be very secured because only then people will be trusting them. Otherwise, if it is not secured, for sure, they will not go and grab the service only. Yeah. Only then they will go and they will get the service. And then any service like once I'm not sure whether you have noticed this or not. If you are mailing, if you have opened your Outlook, you will get the notification, right? Some pops up. This mail is coming to your inbox. From so and so, this mail is coming to inbox, and the corner of your system, you'll get the notification. Even that is a service, students. Even that service also you can grab from the cloud computing. Okay. Pay just for whatever you're using, nothing more than that. You need to pay for it. Okay, as I already told you, just you have went to the restaurant, you have grabbed dosa vada, so you're paying only for dosa vada, not for the utensils, not for the tables, not for anything, electricity, nothing you're paying. Only for dosa vada you're paying. Apart from that, the GST also. That's it. Nothing else you are going to pay for it. That is the main idea over here. So you just pay for what you use. Okay. No upfront charges. For sure, there is no upfront charges in cloud computing. The vendors won't charge much amount. Okay. Cloud computing also gives many services. I'll brief you, though I'm going to brief you in the coming slides. I'll tell you the few of the things now. Okay. Machine learning, data analysis, data storage, backup, streaming. Forgot to tell you one more practical example I would like to brief here. There is a hope everyone will be having smart TV in your home right now. For sure, everyone will be having the smart TV, right? So there you will see there you have the option for Netflix. Everyone, what you'll do? Want to ask one question here. Without internet, you can't connect to Netflix, right? Correct. So, pardon. So once you connect to the internet, you have to log into the TV. You will switch on the TV, then connect to the internet. Once you connect to the internet, you'll be able to access Netflix. From Netflix, you can grab whatever videos you want, whatever movies you want, you can just watch it. That is also a cloud computing only. Okay. And also they provide automation service, also the hosting service also. Finally, the hosting service also they do provide in cloud computing. Okay. Let me move to the next slide, students. Cloud computing, a game-changing technology. Yes, of course, yes, it is. Because till this many years, we were investing a lot of amount, lot of time, lot. It can go like this only. Yeah, but after this cloud computing has come, it is a game-changing technology now. Infinite shared resources and services. Infrastructure is not a limiting factor. Students, hope you remember while starting the session, I told you if your application goes well, you need to expand your infrastructure, right? Even that is what I have mentioned over here also. Infrastructure is not a limiting factor. No need to equip for peak load requirements. Whenever you need, you can opt for it. If you don't want, you can just disable the service. Okay. Elasticity on demand. Anytime, anywhere. Efficient scalability and high availability. Suitable pricing models like suitable pricing model. What it is? Okay. See, you have Tata Sky or whatever TTS service you have in your thing. You have option to subscription by subscribe. This many channels only I needed. This many I'd like to build my package. Something like that. That is what even in cloud computing also you have such services. That is nothing but suitable for. That is what I have mentioned over here. Suitable for pricing model. Pay for what you use. Nothing more than that. Okay. I reiterate. Pay for what you use. Okay. Hope you remember my second slide. I'm just, if you want, I can just show you here. This services, right? Infrastructure, platform, software. Yeah. This is what the service I meant over here. In cloud computing, you have three types of services. They will call it as IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Why they have given it as a service now? Only you're going to pay for the service, you're going to opt for it. That is why they have given it as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. These are the three services available in cloud computing. Okay. Okay. Now we are coming to the Azure part. This is what you are waiting for, I believe. Before getting into Azure, I want to, why I was much giving detailed description about cloud computing is, without cloud computing knowledge, you will not be understand what is Azure and why we go for Microsoft Azure. That is why I was briefing about it. Okay, now I'll tell you what is Azure. Students, I was talking about cloud computing, right? All right. Okay, cloud computing, this service is given by multiple vendors now in the world now. Multiple vendors we have it. The topmost we have is three vendors: Amazon, Microsoft Azure, and then Google. Yeah, Amazon, they provide the cloud computing as a AWS, Amazon Web Service. And then Microsoft gives cloud computing as Azure. Google gives the cloud computing as Google Cloud. Okay. So now I believe, hope you understand what is Azure. Azure is nothing but the computing platform which vendor has given to customers so that customer can connect via internet to this computing services, and from computing services, sorry, from cloud services, they'll be able to access multiple resources or services, whatever they are available in the provided by the vendor, and whatever they are subscribed from their customer end. Okay, again I repeat the flow. User will log in from the system, connect via internet, go to cloud computing, access computing cloud service. From cloud service will be provided by multiple vendors, right? Now here I'm talking about Azure. So you'll connect to Azure service, Azure cloud service. From Azure, you'll access multiple resources or the services given by Azure. Okay, students, this Azure was I like to give some crispy points about Azure. Okay, this Azure was introduced in 2010 February 1st. Prior to this, 6 years before, in 2006, Amazon was introduced its cloud services. Okay, though Microsoft Azure is a bit late than Amazon, but it has grabbed, believe me, it has grabbed multiple customers from the client, end. It is free to start. You can directly, nothing you need. As you said, no capitation fee, nothing. You are free to start at any time. Yeah. Now 80% of Fortune 500 company uses this Azure and support multiple languages. You don't believe, whatever language available in the market, it is there in Azure. Even if it is not there now, I'm pretty sure now they are working for it to get it included in the Azure. Yeah. It has it has a lot of data center. Data center is a basic thing of cloud computing, because data center is nothing but data where your data will get stored, and they will maintain it, they will secure it. So they have multiple data center. Right now they have it in multiple regions in the world. I'll tell you the region numbers later in my later slide. Yeah. Now we are coming to the slide. Microsoft Azure, comprehensive set of services that enable you to quickly build, deploy, and manage application across global network of Microsoft managed data centers. Hope this is pretty much self-explanatory, students. This is flexible, open, and solid. The Microsoft Azure is. Okay. Sorry. This Microsoft Azure is a place where you will go and build your application, deploy your application, manage your application. Everything happens in Microsoft Azure. So you will pay only for the, again I repeat here, you'll pay only for the service you're going to opt in Azure. Okay. See, wow count, 60 plus regions, 60s. Right now they hold 60 plus regions worldwide. The data centers, Microsoft Azure is in 60 plus regions. Okay. To access this Microsoft Azure site, you will go to azure.microsoft.com. To grab this clouding services, you need nothing much. You need students. You need phone number. You need credit card, and then Microsoft ID. Prior to get into Azure clouding service, you need a Microsoft account ID. Okay. So once you log into Azure service, azure.microsoft, I repeat, azure.microsoft.com. Once you log in, and if you subscribe, initially you'll get, nowadays they are providing 12 months free service, actually, free subscription. Also $200 credit. That is whatever service you're going to, whatever resources you're going to grab it, you need not pay for it now. They have, if it is within the limit, that is, if you are opting for the resource which is under $200, then you need not pay for it. It will be automatically, it will be credited. I mean, it will be given to your request. Okay. Region. Why I am talking about this region? Because see, if you're sitting in Australia, and if you're selecting the data center in North America, though so you'll be asking me the question, why are we worried about the region, ma'am? Why we should worry about the region? Everything on the internet, just one click, I'll be getting it, right? Then why are we worrying about the region? Even though it is there in the internet, unnecessarily we are creating the traffic. See, customer is in Australia, and if we select a data center in North America, the entire traffic need to be maintained. This, right? This, to avoid this traffic and to avoid multiple other issues, you need to concentrate on region also. Region also plays a vital role when you go for clouding service, Azure service, sorry. Yeah. So first you need to make sure where your customer is. That is, if you're sitting in Australia and if your customer is, most of your customer is in Australia, then go and select for data center in Australia, not in North America. Yeah. Based on user location and data, and also to avoid traffic, you'll go and select the region wise. Right now there is 60 regions given by Microsoft Azure, and also in 140 countries they do have this Azure service now. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Students, I was also talking about the Azure, subscribing, right? Tata Sky, I told you, you can go whatever so you want to make, you can subscribe for the services you want, and then you can pay only for that, right? Azure subscription based on, that is what I'm going to brief it now. Azure subscription is nothing but based on how much build, how much you are going to use it, only for that particular service they are going to charge you for it. Pay for the services that you are going to consume from the Azure. Also, you have pay as you go service also, that is yearly, monthly, whatever service you prefer, you can just go and opt for it. Very, very, very self-explanatory, that particular site is, okay, azure.microsoft.com. Okay, and if you want to subscribe there, you can just go and see the current cost available. Also, they have given it in the pamphlet. Just go and view it. In Microsoft Azure, as I told, more than 80% of Fortune 500 companies uses Azure now. Believe me. Okay, and 300K active websites. Students, I just want to highlight here, this counts, or maybe by this time this would have been increased actually. Yeah, these are not the proper counts, but I'm just rather I have given you the approximate counts only. This is very, might be less. You'll have more number of active websites now. Also, SQL databases in Azure is more than this for sure. And 30 trillion storage objects, yes, it is more than that. Everything is, just don't rely on that count, and I just repeat, it is more than that for sure. Okay, pay only for what you use. Wherever you go and see for Azure service, this wording will be there for sure, and they will be keep reiterating this wording. Pay only for what you use. There is no upfront cost. There is no need to buy any upfront server license. It is included in the price. That is whatever subscription you are going to do it. Pay per minute granularity, not per hour. This gives you exact the service which you have grabbed from the Azure, and it is easy for calculation there. Payment. Nowadays, there is a deeper discounts also given from the Azure. The 12-month subscription itself, you would have understand it. Yeah. Okay. See, Microsoft Azure provide this many services. My slide only accumulated this many services now, children, to be frank. Actually, more than this, we have services now. But let us just look into it one by one now. Okay. Microsoft Azure services. Data storage, this is a main thing, because here is what your data go and sits. And then compute service, web and mobile service, analytic and IoT. This one everyone will be using it, but I haven't much used about it. And then developer service, you would have been having multiple environments, right? Visual Studio Online, those things are whatever environment you want, you can. Even MongoDB is also there. Whatever you want, you can go and grab that particular service. Okay. And in data storage, if you see, it is there in blobs, it is there in tables, it is there in queues, it is there in files. SQL DB is there. Document DB, store simple. Everything will be maintained very secured. Yeah, highly secured one actually. And computer, virtual machine. To get on machine, you can think about how much amount you need to invest now, 25K or 30K, right? Those things, it is easy now. Just go on out for the service, you'll get a virtual machine. Very easy, right? Even configuring it also very easy. 32 GB or 64 GB, whatever memory size you want, you can just go and select it by just a single click only. You have batch service, cloud service, service fabric, remote application, virtual network, traffic manager, DNS, application gateway. Web and mobile service, as the name implies, you have multiple web services, you have mobile app service, Azure Active Directory, where the user accounts are maintained. Yeah. And then analytics and IoT, HT Insight, machine learning, stream analytics, data factory, event hubs, BizTalk service. Now this BizTalk is playing a vital role now in IT, to be frank. Service bus, backup, site recovery, media services, virtual studio online, application insights. Sorry, this Visual Studio application, I believe I have covered at my first level, developer services. So this many services are available in Azure services. Okay. Before getting into uses of Azure, I will tell you how you can go and use this virtual machine. So students, here whatever you go and use in Azure, say if you are going and using, you are going to grab this virtual machine service, then this virtual machine comes as resource to you. Okay, this is called as resource. Okay, the flow again I'll repeat here. User logs into the system, connect to the internet. Via internet, they will connect to the clouding service Azure. From Azure, they will have the option to connect to multiple resources and also the services. Okay, here I'm going to connect to my virtual machine. Now I'll brief you a little bit about virtual machine service. Okay, this service comes as infrastructure as a service. Virtual machine service is nothing but infrastructure as a service. Okay, nothing but physical server. You need it, right? Obviously, for any application, for anything you want to do, but you need the application. I mean, you need the server, without which you'll not be able to do anything. Okay. Again, if you go and grab this virtual machine, it is the physical server, location, everything will be managed by vendor. You just need to configure it according to your configuration. Things you just need to go and configure it. And this infrastructure comes as an infrastructure as a service to you. Okay. And then since I just shared in the PPT, I don't have option to show you in the Azure. Actually, my account is now, it is, I'll not be able to show you, but still I'll tell you how to do it. Okay, just you need to log into azure.microsoft.com. Once you log in, activate your account so that you'll get 12-month subscription and $200 credit to your account. Once you got it, you will have the resources section here. In the left pane, just go and select the virtual machine option to you, so that particular resource, say what OS you need, what memory size you need, what storage, what RAM, what GB you need, everything, whatever configuration you need to set up, you just go and set it up. So that comes as resources and sit in your request now. Okay. Okay. OS just conversion machine card. Students, also, if you see, if you grab, you're going to grab only this virtual machine, but along this virtual machine you will get as a combo, you'll get OS disk, virtual network card, network interface, the IP address, private or public IP, and network service group. This network service group is nothing but the firewall. Okay, that is nothing but that is a main traffic controller for your VM. Okay, and then installation of IaaS service also comes along with that. You can go and install it. Okay, briefly about this virtual machine now. We'll see uses of Azure. High availability. What does it mean here? High availability in sense, like it is, as I said earlier, it is there in multiple regions, and the SLA, service level agreement maintained by this Azure is 99.95% they maintain the SLA. That is 4.38 hours downtime only they are having per year. So they maintain the SLA. Again, I repeat, the SLA is 99.95% they maintain. That is why it is called as high availability. Next is data security. Data security. Data security is nothing but whatever data you go and put in the server, that will be maintained highly secured. The model they follow is, so the security model they follow is detect, assess, and diagnose, stabilize, and close. They also, this Azure is also paired with strong cyber security controller such that your data is not tampered or hacked in by anyone. It is highly secure. Okay, they give 100% security for your data. That is why people go for Azure. Main use of it is data security is high. And scalability. Scalability. What is scalability? See, you have your report running every day of the month, 30 days. Okay, so 20, maybe for first 28 days you need all your report to be run daily. Yes, you need it. Okay, but on 29, 30th, you don't want your service, you don't want your report to run. There is no management, or it is a monthly holiday. So in that case, you can go and opt. You can, you can go and select the dates so that this service will not be available for 29 and 30th, so that you are not charged unnecessarily. Only you will get charged for the 28 days. Nothing but scalability. Cost effective. Again, you are going to pay only for the service, not for the any other thing. There is no upfront cost. There is no capital fee. Nothing. Pay for the service you are going to opt for it. Okay, uses of Azure. I am done with uses of Azure actually. Now we'll see summary. Today I was able to, without any interruption, I was able to cover the Azure. I hope I have given you the basic idea of what is the need for cloud computing, what is cloud computing, and I have detailed pretty much. I have given you the practical example about cloud computing, and now you people, students, you will be knowing what is Azure. Also, service of Azure, I have briefed you. I have listed you the service of Azure, and I have briefed you about the virtual machine service now. Also, I have given you the cons of Azure. Yeah. Moving to the next slide. Question and answer. Hope now, students, you can jump in now. If you have any questions, please ask me. Anita, I'll go on mute.
Yes, ma'am. Students, see, you can post your queries in question and answer session. So it is available on the bottom of your screen. See, any questions?
Children, this is your future actually. If you want, if you have any basic question also, you can ask me. Need not to be a technical one. Any basic question regarding this Azure or cloud computing also, you can ask it. I want something to be grabbed from the session by you all.
I think Kirti Kiran has posted a question. How does data redundancy work in Azure?
Thanks, Kirti, for the question. How does data redundancy? Can you read it out, Anita? I'm unable to read it here.
How does data redundancy work in Azure?
Okay, data redundancy. Good question, Kirti. Data redundancy. They do have multiple services available for even for this data redundancy to avoid also. Just you need not go and sit and type the logical things for it. You just go and select that particular service in azure.microsoft.com. Rest everything will be taken care by Azure vendor itself. Need not sit and break your head. Seriously. Which one is better, ma'am? Hari Kumar. Okay, Azure or AWS? I opt for Azure because personally I'm a MCAT certified, Microsoft certified. So I would opt for Azure actually. And if you see, Azure, they have multiple services. When you compare with the AWS, they do have the services, but when you compare with Azure, there are multiple services given, more than them. The Azure services given, and if you see, they also this Azure maintain 99 point, already, as I have already mentioned, 99.95 SLA they maintain. None of other vendors are maintaining that. Believe me. So I opt for Azure. Maybe you can research more than this.
Yes, any other questions?
Children, you all, students, you all got what is cloud computing, right? Put it on chat. No need to answer also, just put it on chat. If you are not clear, maybe I can just, for a minute, I can just repeat it also if you want. Anita, any other questions, Anita?
Yes, I think everyone understood.
Okay, yes, ma'am, I understood. Thanks for the response. Okay, good then.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think you made the session very useful for the students regarding
Thanks,
exploring Microsoft Azure. So now I would like to call Saujanya Sneha, 3rd BCAA, to give vote of thanks.
Okay.
Yes, abiding by the law of nature that every good happening comes to an end, and this episode is drawing down its curtain. I thank our Chief Guest, Ms. Mohammed Velichami, ma'am. Great privilege to learn from you, ma'am. Next, I thank our respective principal, sir. Then I thank our respectful dean, ma'am. Then I thank all our teachers and staffs of the AJK CAS for this wonderful webinar. Last but not least, I thank all my friends and colleagues. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Anita.
We'll wind up the session. Students, see, you have your feedback forms. Please complete it and send it. We'll wind up the session. Thank you, ma'am.